Hey, welcome to Geekshow Arcade. How's everyone doing?
So good.
So good.
I've been better.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm glad we're all great. This is the show where we talk about video games.
Is that what it
video
is?
game tech and everything gaming.
Video game related.
Yes.
Jaren's driving. Hi, Jaren.
Jaren's driving.
I'm driving, still
Yeah,
driving.
I still don't
Be
like
nice. Be nice.
Lando? How nice was I to you
it.
last
You were
episode?
super nice on
And,
the last
and now you're
couple-
giving me shade? I don't know. I don't like this. Owen, why don't you introduce yourself?
It's more
Hey.
fun this way.
I'm Owen. At TechNoan on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call that trash heap. Follow me there or follow me here. I think this is where you'll get to know me the best. Would you say that? I mean, do you guys have you guys
Absolutely.
If you followed me
because
on
you
Twitter,
never post
would you-
anything on Twitter.
That's fair. That's very fair. But I mean, that's what you would agree with that then.
Yes, that is a
Okay.
true statement.
How could you
There you
not?
There you go.
Okay, Tony.
Hey, check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or on other Geek Show podcasty things. Yeah. That's it. Did we already do Lando? Did we cruise over him? Or-
No. I want
You didn't count
Lando to
that?
feel
Okay.
special today. So
Okay.
Lando, why don't you have your very own intro?
Oh, thank you, Jaron. My name's Lando. You know, I'm 37 years old. I enjoy long walks on the beach. I like
I muted him.
Nailed it. He doesn't even know yet.
we have a host. His name's Jaron.
Hi, I'm Jaron. I'm sorry, Lando, for Tony's behavior. I can't control him. I don't have control.
I appreciate
Anyway,
that.
find me on Twitter at Jaron or here or Geek Show Help Desk. That is it. Okay, we got a good show today. No emails again. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, last I checked, our email inbox is still working. I don't feel neglected at all.
I do.
What do you mean? I just teased you. You shouldn't feel neglected.
Yeah, that's how you love children, right?
That's how you love everyone.
Yep. Anyway, huge news. Probably the biggest news of the year. Going to get right into it. Sony mentioned that they are working on the second Uncharted movie.
Blarg.
Blarg.
I know you guys are all super excited about this. Uncharted was movie of the year. It won all the Oscars based on the best video game ever made.
I don't think anyone's ever said Oscars and the Uncharted movie in the same sentence before.
Not
So
even close.
congratulations on making a
Not
new
even
sentence.
close.
Good job, Jaron.
I discovered a new word. It's like that Infinite Craft game. Anyway, as far as one of the best games ever made, actually, Elden Ring. The DLC is coming out this week. Reviews came out. Tony,
Man.
tell us more about that.
I tell you what, it is cleaning up just like Elden Ring. And finally, after 60 hours of Elden Ring, I can see why. I have been converted. Elden Ring is pretty great. It still only gets a 9 out of 10 for me, though, because of technical issues. And the design choice of having your runes be lost every time you die. I still think that is terrible and a dumb design decision. And I love the PC mod for that. This stops it from happening to me. So
It makes it so much better.
it does. It really does. But yeah, if you go on Metacritic, where you can see a roundup of all the reviews on Xbox, it is. I guess there haven't been quite as many reviews for it on Xbox. Only 8 are posted so far, but it's at a 94%. 44 reviews for the PC version, it's at 92%. And 56 reviews for the PS5 version, and it's at 95%. Now remember, these are averages. These aren't like Rotten Tomatoes where it's like, oh, they gave it a good or a bad, overall. So this game is averaging a 9+ out of 10 from every review.
And it's like a 25 to 40 hour DLC, which
It
is as big as most games.
Yes, exactly. It's as big as most games. So if you're a fan of the Elden Ring, this is quite the treat, apparently. So
I heard it's harder and like harder than base game Elden Ring. I don't know if I can commit myself to that right now at this time of my life. Maybe someday.
I think I'm right in the right space for it, because after dying hundreds and hundreds of times with Elden Ring, it just doesn't bother me that much anymore. Like, I just accept it. Oh, I died again. Time to.
Oh, I
Time to try
accepted
again,
it. It was
you
a
know?
thrill to try it again. Problem was, it consumed my life, and I can't show that side of myself anymore.
Done.
So yeah, that comes out. Is it the end of this week or
Yeah,
next week? Yeah,
this
end
week.
of this week. So there you go. If you love the Elden Rings, then you got some sweet goodness coming your way. I think it's a $40 expansion, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah. You can lock in pre-order pricing if you get it before it comes out, and it's a bit cheaper.
Is that on Green Man Gaming? Probably.
I believe so.
I'll look it up real quick.
Big news this week, though. Sony had their day in May. Xbox was June 9th. Now Nintendo, they had their big announcements for the summer.
You can snag Erdtree for $35 on Green Man Gaming.
Maybe I should. I don't know. Anyway, Nintendo, they had their direct.
Guess what? It was way better than Sony's.
It was. And I swear Nintendo's the best at releasing games they've already put out a billion times before. They did a lot of that
true.
this time.
They did.
Yeah, there was Luigi Mansion 2 HD, which was
I
out
thought
on
they
the
already did this one. I guess not. Did they only do the first one and the third one?
yeah,
Well, the third one I think was natively made for the Switch.
yes. Third
And
one was
then-
natively made, and then
they did the HD version of the first one, or was it a full-on remake?
I don't remember honestly.
Exactly. That's the point. We don't. But 2's coming now.
Yeah, too. And they're also releasing Donkey Kong Country Returns, which came out on the Wii. It's coming out next year, January 16th. It honestly didn't look like too much of an upgrade to me, other than it being a higher resolution. They're probably going to charge like $60 for it because they're the
Naturally,
worst at that.
people will pay it.
Yeah, they will. Some bigger announcements: Mario and Luigi Brothership. I don't know what to make of this trailer. It's
There's a lot of hype for it
I
going
like
around.
the art style. I think the art style is really neat.
art style's interesting. Like Mario and Luigi, they look like 2D sprites in a
Kinda
3D
cel-shaded,
world.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like Paper Mario a bit.
A little bit.
I believe it's an ARPG, isn't that right?
No, it's turn-based.
No, it's not.
It is. It's
No,
turn-based.
it's not.
The Mario and Luigi games that started on Game Boy Advance are turn-based RPGs.
Take that, Jaren.
Well,
ahead,
is
look
this
it
one
up.
turn-based?
I'm 99% sure this is turn-based. Now, it's the interactive kind of turn-based where you can choose an attack and then hit the button as they jump on people to
Well-
give it.
This article says action role-playing game.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, I watched the whole direct. I thought it was turn-based.
Well, anyway, coming out November 7th. It looks okay. You know, honestly, it feels like Nintendo's having the Marvel problem where they're just putting out way too much of their properties that I just don't care anymore because there's just so much out there. Anyone feel that way? Or just me?
Just you.
I think the thing about the doing that in games versus doing it in movies is A, these aren't all connected, so you don't feel like you need to play all of them to get what's going on. And B,
But there's so many to choose from. Which one do
and-
you choose?
well, that's the thing. B games have a much longer shelf life than movies do, in my
Not
opinion.
Nintendo games. You have to own the system.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. I don't think it's quite the same because when I see a game that I don't care about, I just move on instead of stewing over if I should buy it or not.
Yeah. Well, my point is like years ago, I would have probably bought all of these, but now it's just
Yeah,
like
there's a lot. No, there's a lot.
I have
think
enough Mario games. I don't need another one. You
we
know.
might see it dry up when the Switch 2 comes out because they've pretty much reached the end of Wii and Wii U games that they can bring up to the Switch. You know what I mean? They've done them all.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure they could keep finding some.
Yeah, they probably will.
A new Legend of Zelda game. It's
This looks
top
cool.
down ish, so it's not like their mainline.
It's like a Link to the Past remake. No,
Yeah,
No.
Link's
not a Link to the
Awakening.
Past. Link's Awakening remake.
Same,
Yeah.
exact same style.
It's
Yeah.
called Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. You play as Zelda.
What?
The first Legend of Zelda game where you play as
What?
Zelda,
No,
not Link.
I don't get to play as a boy. I don't like this at all. I want to play as Link. Get your
Can you mute
woke
Tony right now,
agenda.
Jaron? Just mute him.
can't.
Tony's
I'm the
being
only one
dead
that can
serious right now. He really does hate women in real life.
I know.
No, I guarantee we're gonna see some of that backlash though from people online. You know, anything that makes the stuff that they like switch to a different gender or a different race. Oh, that's the end of this.
Well, hopefully they're still playing Tears of the Kingdom and they won't be bothered by it because that game is so freaking huge.
I refer to them as the Neckbeard Brigade, NBB.
Lego Horizon Adventures. This is a Horizon Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn, but Legoed.
Yeah, they showed
And-
this off at the PlayStation.
Yeah, we briefly mentioned this, but it's coming out on Switch, not on Xbox, like we mentioned before. A bunch of JRPG stuff. Which did any of this stand out to you, Tony?
Just Fantasian Neo Dimension because it is from the guy, like one of the main Final Fantasy, like progenitors, along with he is the Final Fantasy creator, Hironobu Sakaguchi, and so the guy that started it is making a new game, so that it might be up your alley if you're a Final Fantasy game guy.
One interesting one to me was Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake.
Yeah, that's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, I don't understand the HD 2D, but whatever, because like it kind of looked more 3D, but the characters were 2D.
It looks really similar to the Octopath Traveler.
That's what I thought
style.
too. Yeah,
You know,
I
kinda-
really like that art style.
It's really cool. Yeah,
and you might be interested in this, or what's your name? I forgot your name.
Owen.
It's a-
Owen.
oh yeah, yeah, that's me today.
Okay, all right.
They also announced that they're doing 1 and 2 as well, but that's not coming till next year.
Okay. And of course, the big one, what everyone was hoping for,
New Den
Metroid Prime 4!
Oh, right.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. There wasn't, I guess the trailer showed a
There was
decent
some
amount of
gameplay.
gameplay.
It was
yeah.
mostly gameplay trailer, yeah.
And, I mean,
Jared,
it
I'm
looked
surprised-
like basic Metroid Prime stuff. You roll
Also,
into a
yeah.
ball, you target the bad people and shoot them.
Looks
Right,
like there's
right.
puzzles, right? Like using the ball form to
Yep.
roll through different levels. So there's some problem solving.
The-
And
the-
But
I
it's
guess
only
it picks
you're-
up.
You're
Picks
only
up
gonna
right
play.
where it,
You're only gonna play for 15 minutes before, for some reason, Samus loses all of her suit upgrades that you have to
Hat-
find
hat, right?
every game
Because
and
that's the whole-
reintegrate them back into the
That's
suit.
the way Metroid games work. There's a
That's
whole genre named after this.
It's baloney.
Metroidvania.
I hate it.
The graphics looked pretty good. I don't think those were Switch graphics.
I think they looked too good.
It's Switch 2.
I think it's Switch 2 because it's
Yeah.
coming out at the exact time it's heavily rumored Switch 2 is coming out.
oh,
Yep.
they're
It's a
going to use
Switch
that
2
to
game.
push consoles.
I think they
Yeah, I
showed
think so.
several games that were running on Switch 2 hardware. I think that Fairy Tail game that they showed, that's based on the Fairy Tail anime, that looked too crisp and too nice, in my opinion.
So I kept thinking, I was like, that's too many pixels.
That's the thing. Is
Too
it
many
looked- It looked
pixels.
too clean because here's the thing: is Nintendo games and most games for the Switch, they just don't even do anti-aliasing, and a lot of these games they showed off looked really clean, and it just doesn't compute, on the Switch.
DLSS perhaps
Maybe
in a NVIDIA chip. That'd be
heavily,
sweet.
heavily rumored. So yeah, I thought Metroid Prime 4 did look pretty rad though.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
Just
agree.
slapped it with
That's
I'm excited for it.
They still
This-
slapped it with a 2025 release date, right? When the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
This
It
game was
really
announced in-
leveled up their presentation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I thought it would have been just like, okay.
Yep. This game was announced in 2017, by the way.
yeah.
That
It's
means
been
it
a
was
minute.
an 8-year development cycle.
That's even longer than Breath of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Breath of the
I think-
Tears.
Still not quite as
think
long
they're-
as Duke
yeah,
Nukem
but
Forever, though.
But I don't think they've been working on it the whole time there. I think they were like, well, Zelda's doing great, and the Switch is just selling still, and we slapped an OLED screen on it, so Let's just save Metroid to push our new console.
I'm
Nope.
betting it's gone through at least 2 reboots in the game
Full.
development cycle.
Like full on.
Because
right?
like
Oh, yeah.
my point with the Zelda comment, Nintendo typically doesn't have extremely long development times
No.
like other studios in the industry.
2-3 years,
This-
4 tops.
Yeah, this is crazy long for them.
Yeah. So, and if you're an Ace Attorney fan, you got some new Ace Attorney. I know there people go crazy for that game, and I just had never given it a chance. I don't know if it's really up my alley from what I've seen, but Ace Attorney fans are rabid for more of that action. So, you got that coming.
Yeah. All right, Owen, let's get this Halo trash out of the way. Go for it.
Rude. Okay. So we've got a new battle royale mode. Remember what they said at the beginning?
We will
We'll
never
never-
do a battle royale in Halo.
False.
Until we need publicity.
But
Yeah.
I don't think they're the ones doing it.
No, this is a
They've-
Forge
They
project.
offloaded it to Forge again. They're like, hey, look, we said we would never do
Mm-hmm.
it. What's the definition of we? And so, yep, the Forge Falcons, a group of fly by the seat of their pant ne'er-do-wells, have
So-
created a battle royale mode.
Does Forge actually give you enough leeway to do things like this?
Yeah, so this is what they
Yeah, it
said.
does,
They've made a
That's
game
awesome.
type with 3 distinct maps, a dynamic shrinking zone, randomized loot rarities and spawn locations, a bespoke start of match spawning system, and more.
I'm definitely
so-
going to try this out when it goes
I
live.
course
am
we
too.
are.
I
Yeah.
play. I've actually recently played a few rounds of Fortnite. My son wanted me to play with it. And I was like, fine. And it
Fortnite's
wasn't
fun.
it wasn't as bad as long as you're in the no build mode.
Yes, agreed.
Then Fortnite's actually not too bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
But yeah, so this it's a relaunch of the Inheritor mode, which was a battle royale experience the team originally created in 2023, the Forge team. So anyway, they've been really tweaking the mechanics on this and making the maps. But they've also, I mean, these guys have a bunch of other different modes on there. But the Forge Falcons also created the Survive the Undead Call of Duty zombie style mode. It's currently in official Halo Infinite matchmaking, as well as the Helldivers, just simply their Hell Jumpers mode that they did. That's actually slated to come out in about 10 days from now, June 28th. So I mean, I guess Microsoft and Xbox is keeping their word because they are not the ones that built this battle royale mode. But I think a lot of the die-hard Halo fans have softened their stance on battle royale mode, as long as you can choose it, right?
Yeah, I
And
think
that
so
was-
too.
And that was Microsoft's problem, is that you remember that nobody wanted to play Capture the Flag. There's nobody. Everybody's like, and not nobody, but like most people were like, ugh.
It's like 80% was always team deathmatch.
Yeah,
Give me the
exactly,
team deathmatch.
right?
That's what I want to play.
Yep, give me Fiesta, give me Lone Wolf. That's
And
all
to
I care about.
And to combat that, they were like, well, you can play multiplayer, but you're gonna shuffle through all of our game modes.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes into my next story. Microsoft and Halo have released a new game mode editor or composer, match composer. And I made the mistake of updating my NVIDIA drivers too soon. I usually just go for the latest and greatest. I don't know if that's what the common is, but I usually do. But it
I
broke.
almost always update.
It broke Halo this time, something with the shaders. I don't know. And I had to end up rolling back. But before I rolled back, because I am dangerous enough to know as much about technology as I do, I started a Scorched Earth campaign before I rolled the drivers back, which was uninstalling. I really wanted the drivers to work, so I uninstalled Halo. I reinstalled Halo, and by the time I reinstalled Halo, they were pushing this new composer, and I didn't know, and I was like, what the heck is this? So the match composer is pretty cool, I think. You go into the matches now, and they basically have them built out in the team sizes. So like big team battle is going to be the big 8-on-8 or 16-on-16 or whatever it is. Is it 16
I
on
think
Big Team
it's-
Battle?
Yeah, I think so.
It's big. Anyway, and then inside there are all those maps or all those modes like capture the flag and doing that, and I couldn't find Fiesta, and I wanted to play Fiesta. Now, if you remember, Fiesta would rotate between Fiesta and Super Fiesta.
Yes.
If you don't want Fiesta now, if you just want Super Fiesta, you can go in and unselect now all those other game modes you want, and it will only pull Super Fiesta
all Super Fiesta all the time.
all the time.
Oh.
You can do this on every size team battle, right? So if you're doing the 4-on-4, those show up in quick matches. If you're doing the 8-on-8, that's in the Rumble pit. And if you're doing the big team battle, that's the 16-on-16. You can now go into those different arenas, take off whatever game mode you don't want, and you can literally just give yourself only what you want. And at first I thought, well, it's more work. And it is giving me exactly what I wanted, because I did want to only play Super Fiesta, but I ended up turning on Fiesta and Super Fiesta, so it does still rotate between the two. It will randomize between those two, just like before. But what I found is, when I was just playing Fiesta, you get a group of people that just want to play Super Fiesta. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will play regular Fiesta or that will play Capture the Flag, and they have a different play style because they don't normally play Capture the Flag. They don't usually play this mode, but they don't want to quit the game. They're like, I'll just muscle past this. And so you'll have these kind of, compelled players. And those compelled players add a different spice to the game. When I started playing just Super Fiesta, I knew that these were people that just wanted to play Super Fiesta as well. And number one, I was getting it felt like playing with a bunch of kids, because it felt like playing with a bunch of new players, because they just want the chaos. It's these people that just love the chaos for the chaos.
Yeah.
But then Fiesta is really fun, right? That one's you got to slow down a little bit.
Right.
You got to be a little bit more tactful.
Not
And so
quite
there
as
was
explosive.
Yeah, and so Super Fiesta was meant to be kind of like a spicy speed up, and then you played Fiesta. Anyway, I've noticed this slight difference in the people that I was playing against. I play a lot of Halo recently. I'm almost to platinum.
Wow, you have been
Almost.
playing a lot.
I'm almost, yeah, so I'm just about to pass gold. Is platinum next? I
Yeah,
think platinum's
platinum
next,
and then diamond and then
Yeah.
onyx.
So I'm at General 3 in gold. I'm about to hit Cadet 1 in platinum.
Nice.
And anyway, but so I feel a big difference in the way some of the players are, because I've narrowed the field down to just a bunch of people that like to play the same thing. And I feel like at first I was like, well, this is what I wanted, but I'm not really going up against people that are used to just regular Slayer or whatever, because it would go through all the different game modes in there. And anyway, it's good. I'm putting a question mark on my header here. Halo Match Composer is neat, I think.
I think.
It's
Sounds like
giving
you
me
just
what I
need to-
want.
You just
but-
need to turn on some more game modes.
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
Want. So
And that's
pure
what I'm playing with now.
customization.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can, and that's really cool, because you can add any type of 4-on-4 battle in there.
It should
if you
launch
want-
like this, in my opinion.
Exactly. And I know why they didn't, because they're like, our devs spend a lot of time on these maps and these modes, and nobody wants to play them. Everybody
So
just
much
wants
time.
Slayer. Everybody just wants Slayer and Lone Wolf and get their ranking up, and nobody wants to play our cool Capture the Flag or King of the Hill or whatever. Nobody's playing our modes. Well, force them to. Okay. So anyway, short story long. Download the new update Halo. Go check out the new Match Composer. It actually makes it so you can customize whatever you want. It's really cool.
Don't update your NVIDIA drivers.
I don't think the
if you
NVIDIA
wanna
drivers
play
are
Halo.
yet. Yeah, the one's 542.99.
Incorrect. 555.99.
555.99.
Yeah, release date June 3rd.
Yep. That one breaks Halo.
So keep it on what you're already on and wait till they patch it.
Yep.
Lando, save us from this Halo talk, please.
No.
I'd be happy to. So there's a story I've had on my list now for a number of weeks, talking about Steam games. So this made me think of a topic we talk about here all too often about
Death?
physical games and what?
What?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah. dead.
Physical game versus the
Physical
digital
media
download
versus
games.
digital.
Yeah, and the history, blah blah blah. And
And
this is a
death.
this was a game. This was stop it, Tony. Let me talk.
You're
Let me
riling
talk,
him up.
and
You're
then you can
riling him
talk. I talk, you talk. I
All
talk,
right.
you talk.
Tony, your turn for a story.
You tried to gatekeep.
Oh, I
the
wasn't
talking,
paying
Jared.
attention. I just assumed once Lando got mad, he's done.
You done turned off the camera. Lando tried to gatekeep the talking, and he got himself.
This is
he
I have a
muted
follow up
himself.
to this article. So I need you to do it.
Can I do it?
Yep.
Can I? Okay, I'm gonna do it. But this was an interesting thing, kind of
Really
along those same
interesting.
lines. What happens to your Steam account after you die?
Dead.
Because we're all gonna die one day. And I got thinking
You
about
give
Tony's
your password
Steam.
to somebody else, and you don't leave it to nobody.
That's the
no,
smart thing to do.
That's what
is-
you do. You have
Here's
a
the-
password manager,
here's the
and then you
thing,
don't have
though.
to deal with it.
Here's the thing: Steam says that they're going to keep track of the active time on your Steam account, and eventually, if you use it past a normal human timeline,
Oh,
they're going to investigate
Oh,
it.
crap.
They
this
are.
Steam account's been active for 105
Yep.
years.
Because that's what everyone's
This
been saying.
person's dead.
Sorry,
No.
great-grandchildren.
No, at some point you just have to turn it to a family account, right? Because that's what
Well,
they
they
have
said
a
that's
Steam family
probably
account, right?
the best thing to do is a family account. But even then, it's not perfect and still has its problems.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
They
Tony, you can follow up.
doubled down on this though. Like people pushed on it, and Steam went, "No, that's the policy for sure. We don't. If you die, your games are gone." So
Right.
if somebody's
What's going to
got
happen
your
to Tony's
password,
games?
if you've got a password, and I wonder about that because can you not transfer games out? You can't trade games to people, can you yet? Or I thought you could. I thought you could give
Trade?
games to,
No.
or sell to.
Nope. The only thing you can do now is add people to your family account, and they can play your games as long as you're not playing the specific game that they want to that they want to play. Yeah, you can't play the same game at the same time, basically.
Once one of their executives or C-suite people loses a loved one that has a Steam account, then the policy will change and we'll get some support from Steam. I mean, really, empathy happens once you're exposed to
Honestly,
it,
I'll be
unfortunately.
dead. I don't care.
Right?
I
Yeah, but
care.
if Tony's going to win me all his
If it's
games. I care.
If it's an asset and you're
you're
like,
gonna outlive
and
me?
If Tony, if
You're far too
Jaren-
high strung.
Jaren, you know you want
That's-
your son
that's
to
the
have
point.
your thousands of dollars worth of games.
I want him to make something of
Thousand.
himself, unlike me.
I'm like,
Okay,
Unlike me.
Lando,
So-
I'm gonna move over to you. I know you want your kids to have your valuable games. Jaren's a weirdo, but I know you get it.
I do.
And I have
do
to
get it.
digitally hoard. I have to digitally hoard, and that means I have to keep all of my stuff into perpetuity. Steam, don't make me try and figure out how to keep my games myself, because I will spend a few minutes doing it. Anyway, that's my soapbox. You can have it back now. Mike,
so
cheers.
the next phase in this is well, not phase, but GOG had something to say about this as well after it was a big deal with Steam. And GOG has said, because you guys all know who GOG is, right? They do good old
Yeah.
games, and they have like a pretty strict no DRM
Gwent.
policy on their
Sorry.
games. And they said, yeah, we'll let you bequeath your gaming library to someone after you die.
Why not?
but they said you have to be able to prove that you're actually dead. So you'll have to
Here's
send
a
them
death
a copy of the death certificate to prove that this new person has control of your game library.
Again, I want to point out you just changed you can edit all the profile information.
Yeah.
You can change the name, the email address.
If you have access to it, yep.
So use a
But-
password manager.
There you go. So yeah, that's GOG came out shortly after this and said, "Hey, we'll
Yeah.
let you do it. Just
That's
prove
typical.
that you're dead."
That's typical, right? Like
Yeah.
the other guys taking an opposing stance of the people that are looking bad, and they're like, "We would never do that. Never
That's
do
right.
that to you.
We're better than them.
We are so much better. You should. I don't know why they don't really compete with Steam. I mean, at all. So.
A little bit, but not
It's
really,
just the
not
game.
too much.
It's just the
They-
catalog, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they specialize in older games,
Yeah.
and so they kind of have their own niche. So
Yeah. There you go.
Jared,
Okay.
you're still driving
That's
the
it.
show.
Go ahead, Jared.
I know. I was last time.
Don't wake
Last
up.
show
Don't
when
fall
I
asleep.
tried to move on, you're like, "Oh, let me interject something." I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to make sure you were done. Okay.
Don't blame it on us.
Hang on, let me check.
So Amazon
yeah,
Prime's next
I'm-
big game
Jared.
show, not game show, but show
Jared.
based on a video game.
Jaron, I'm done.
Fallout, that was a huge hit, right? You all
Tony's
liked
done.
Fallout. I
You
stopped
can move
watching it
on
after
now.
the second episode.
Yeah,
It's so good. It's so good,
You
Jared.
need
How
to
do you
watch
not
this
keep watching
show,
it?
Jaron. Unreal.
Did you get to the creepy crawly hand
No,
mouth
he
things?
quit after the second
Oh,
episode.
Jared. there's
No,
some
midway
really good-
through the second episode.
Oh, you
We
didn't
haven't
even
even
finish
finished
the
the
second
second
episode.
episode.
No.
Uh,
Tony. Switch
Oh.
It
the
was the
pictures
Vault
back around.
Dwellers.
Jaron can't drive anymore. This is not allowed.
It
Get
was
off
the Vault
show.
Dwellers, right, Jaron? Was it the Vault Dwellers? Was it the happy-go-lucky Vault Dwellers that did it for you?
Lando might have a point.
I don't know what you're talking
I don't know
about.
if you can host this show if you. Oh, you didn't even give it.
Did
a
you
good
get to the
shake.
Vault? You
Fair
didn't even
shake.
get to the Vault Dwellers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you
She
gotta
got out of the vault.
Yeah, but you saw the Vault Dwellers, how happy-go-lucky they are and weird and
Yeah,
naive. Okay,
yeah.
there you go. That one almost blew it for me because I was like, this is bizarre. And she goes out of the
It's a cultural thing. It's
didn't
the
hold
culture
my-
It's the culture that they nursed in that vault. You know,
Did you get to
Well-
the part with Walton Goggins?
Yeah.
Okay.
barely. You didn't even
Oh.
scratch the surface of the Walton Goggins stuff.
Did you
It's
see the
so
Walton?
good. Oh my
did you
gosh.
see
You
the
know what we
Walton
did
Goggins
instead? We
gunfight?
watched Tomb Raider, the movie, with Alicia Vikander because he's the villain.
What?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that one. I should watch that.
Yeah, it's,
I-
I'd say
I
it's
as
definitely
well.
decent for a video game movie.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Anyway, Like a Dragon, Yakuza is coming out on Amazon. It drops in October, and it's a Japanese production, so there's going to be English subtitles.
This-
Could be interesting.
It was really out of left field, if you ask me, because not for Japan, because like
Is
the Yakuza
this-
stuff in Japan, the games are huge, right?
Oh, okay.
They're not that big in the U.S. market.
No.
they have their cult following, but that's kind of about it.
I was like,
It
I
just-
almost thought, is this a Tekken?
yeah,
Like, is it like Tekken or Mortal Kombat? What I don't know what Like a
There-
Dragon is.
There was 6 games before it really started to catch on in the U.S. Now it's to the point where it's fairly recognizable, but they don't even use the Yakuza name really anymore. They use Like a Dragon
Yeah.
on the latest ones, and so it's interesting. I will be curious to see how this turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very curious as well. In other news, PS5's finally integrating Discord into the UI. Xbox did this, was it last year?
Yeah, like 6 months ago.
I don't
Yeah.
know why
Maybe-
I don't
maybe
know why
longer.
they're dragging their feet on a lot of these connections. I guess they just don't want to prove that it can be done. And
I
don't
swear that PlayStation had Discord support before Xbox,
You had to do it like with the app, like
Right.
combined with PS5.
but they just never progressed it after that. And Xbox
Right.
got it, and you still had to use the app, but then they fairly quickly rolled it into actual just usability in the dashboard.
yeah,
Mhm.
So
Yep. All right, Owen, what's this Ready Player One story
it's a VR,
here?
It's about VR actually.
are we getting an
Oh, I
Oasis?
wouldn't have guessed.
So you remember the Disney thing, that track mat that moves
yeah,
you
that
around?
is
So
unreal.
cool.
Yeah,
And it's so, there's people, obviously there's gonna be competition there, because of that technology. And so this is called the, I want to find the exact name of the.
like
yeah. I
it's
don't
called
think
a-
Disney's technology is going to make it to
Cat-
us
No, it's just
to
called,
us
No.
normals for like 20
No.
years at least.
But
it's just called Cat, isn't it?
so it's called the Cat VR treadmill, and I want
Yeah.
you guys. It's specifically trying to get into the healthcare market.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
To help with running and stuff, and the circulating GIF they have on their game, it's not
no.
flattering, and
No.
it's pretty bad.
What are you
but
saying,
they-
Owen?
Yeah, what do you mean?
It doesn't look functional. The plastic looks cheap. Anyway, so
The shoes are not shoeing.
The shoes are not shoeing.
so it says here we go. It's a multifunctional. They're calling this an all-action multifunctional VR treadmill. level up your VR immersion, unlock infinite movement in VR,
No, they have a sitting mode, so I'm in.
reduce that I'm in. That sounds like my kind of exercise. Reduce VR motion sickness, discover VR 2D foot tracking, burn calories in VR games, explore more in first ever VR vehicle hub, feel VR through integrated haptics. Now,
These girls that they have on the GIF.
Oh, I didn't even see. Oh, I
They
didn't
have
even
such
see.
bouncy hair.
Oh, I didn't even see the girls there. I was
Oh,
looking at
that's
the
what's
plastic.
bouncy, huh, Tony?
The hair.
I didn't.
The hair, yeah, that's what. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see them. I was just looking at the plastic. But yeah.
Oh, you didn't even notice, huh?
Yeah, I don't see that kind of stuff. Anyway, but they have three: a basic, an advanced, and a high end. And you only get the integrated haptics with platform haptics and haptic simulation for car, tank, horse, and plane with the highest level.
Horse?
Like,
Car, tank, plane, horse.
And the basic model, no sitting module, Tony. You're gonna have to go up.
Bump
and,
it up.
And if you want LED lights system, you got to go for the top. Here we go.
Why would you want that? You couldn't see them when you're in VR anyway.
So that you can take cool
RGB
TikToks,
never needs to
man.
be justified, Jerry.
Yeah, so you can take cool. Yeah, first rule of PC Gamer Club
That's right.
is that
We don't talk
but-
about PC Gamer Club.
no, RGB never has to be explained. That's the first rule. So a basic is called the C2 Core, 900 bones. It's going to cost you. The C2 Core Plus, that one has the sitting module. Plus the sitting module, 1018.
About
And the
$100 more. Sounds
The
worth it.
C2 Plus, 1279.
$300.
And let's see what platforms this works on. Steam VR, Meta, Oculus PC, PlayStation is not compatible.
I was gonna say that.
I wanted to tease it a little bit. If you got PlayStation VR, still buy it, but it's under integration, under construction.
They're working on it. Yeah.
I don't know what under integration means, but I think
they're
they meant to say
working on
it's working
integrating
on it. Yeah.
The
Under
problem with this
integration.
device, in my opinion, is it's too small for anyone probably over about 6 feet.
And what I was going to
Because-
say, it's too big
Really?
physically. Because
look at
who
the-
has space in their house to put one of these giant things you can never move?
You do.
Okay. But come on, look at the guy, the kid short,
Lando
halfway
does.
down, halfway down where it says unlock natural
too,
walk
Tony.
in VR.
I didn't complain
That
about
guy
it.
looks like he's running, and that guy looks just about Jaren's size, and he's running on this thing.
That's what I mean. Like, if you were to put someone our size on it, Owen,
Oh,
our
yeah.
regular steps would
We'd have to have two of these.
You'd trip off of it.
We would trip off of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anyone
Our
over
gait
about
would
6
be-
feet, our
we'd
gait
be
would
taking-
be too long.
We'd
You
be
should
taking
get that
baby steps,
famous
right?
leg lengthening surgery, but reverse it for you guys to make you
Just
shorter.
chop it off.
You want me to end up like Cotton King on King of the Hill, his dad? Just have him chop my shins off and attach the feet right to the knees?
I don't know. These look pretty neat, but they are definitely using small people here. Every
Cotton
single one of
Hill?
them. Every single one of these, the pictures have the aspect ratio, like the camera angle to make the person look bigger than they are,
Yeah.
and yet they are definitely smaller than they appear.
And how much does it cost, Owen?
We went over that already.
$12.19.
We talked about this already, Jaron. Even when I was listening.
1,279.
Well,
There's not
if
even a
I
paragraph.
didn't hear it, I'm sure our listeners didn't hear it either.
But-
I'm just being a
but-
good host.
If you want to get
Oh, crap.
if you want a PlayStation VR,
crap.
just remember it's coming. And if you want to connect it to Meta, there is an additional adapter needed called Cat Nexus. I don't even know what that
A
is.
dongle, if you will.
Some sort of dongle.
Some sort of dongle you gotta buy, but there are some definite poses down there. Look, go to the close to the middle of the bottom. Perform any actions. That guy is. They caught a picture of him in midair, and his shoes are glowing blue.
See,
So
I do not trust this seat either.
no,
Not for someone
It looks
of
like
my
a piece of
size.
vinyl.
It's just a piece of cloth
yeah.
stretched across
Ooh.
two
Plastic
bars.
poles.
Yeah, it does not.
I got
look-
this.
No.
I think I got this in. I knew this was gonna kind of be a bust, but I got this in my Google feed as a sponsored ad because I had been
Sponsored ad. Okay.
I had been talking about the Disney track mat
Yeah.
And so this came up. Well, if he's talking about that, he might want this too. And I looked into this, and I'm just like, okay, this website is just an infinite scroll. Like
It
you
is.
just
Yep.
keep.
You can't
like,
go to the bottom.
You can't like it take like you just keep going. But PC Gamer Review, they have a review. PC Gamer reviewed it. So and it says with bold that looks like 18-point font bold. New Times Roman. Recommended by PC Gamer, so you know it's got to be real-ish.
It's at least a real thing.
But what does it cost, Owen?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Let me. Sorry,
What is happening?
I got to scroll for a few minutes to get
Will
back
we
up there.
ever get out this story, or
you-
this story will go on forever? This story is
end.
a never-ending scroll.
Hi,
All right, Owen, I'm
Hi-
going to cut you off right there. I'm going to cut
hi,
you off
thank
at
goodness.
knees.
stars,
Tony, why don't you
1279.
take us out with this potentially
you.
interesting
Holy
news on a GPU?
I feel like I just got punked.
No, you wouldn't ever shut up about this stupid.
I feel like
Jaron,
you punked
Jaron,
us.
you took advantage of my ADHD and made me.
You're
start
still
the story.
talking, Tony. Go. Owen?
I have.
Quiet.
Mute him.
I'm feeling some kind of way. Okay.
All right. So we have a little bit more news on the upcoming Ryzen AI 300 series chips that we
How
talked
much does it
about.
cost?
Was it faster than the last ones?
It is more numbers, bigger stats.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Here we go.
That's all Lando needed. He's like,
Yep.
well, then I'm in.
That's right.
Man, Apple has you. hook,
Have
line,
we
and
ever
sinker.
talked about a GPU that's not bigger and faster?
What would be the point of making one that's not bigger and faster?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why
that's
would we
right.
talk about a GPU that isn't?
It's like Apple saying it's the best iPhone model ever made. Of course it is, because if
You
you
have
made
to-
one that's worse, no one would buy the damn thing.
You have to say
they
that
would.
with your
You
hands.
would.
Oh,
in,
Lando,
in
you swore
clasped
this is a
together.
family-friendly show, except for when we talk about sensitive tips.
But Lando would buy it if it wasn't bigger.
It's a
and better.
throwback.
Let's see. So the what's it called? Ryzen AI 300 series chip will have the new 890M Radeon GPU built onto it,
Nice.
and this is where it gets a little muddy, if you ask me. This article is saying it's PC Gamer. I mean, it's a reliable source. It will be a serious step up
Right.
over the 780M, which is in like the, what is it, 7840, the 8840, and the Z1 Extreme.
Which is the Ally and
It's all the handhelds, basically.
Legion Go. Yeah, all the
Yeah,
handhelds.
and several laptops as well. And on paper, it is a sizable step up from that GPU, over 30%. The catch, though, is that this is taken from measuring when it is at a higher wattage than what the handhelds run at.
Oh, and is it
Yeah.
using faster memory? Because that's kind of been the bottleneck for
It
the
is
current
also
handhelds.
it is also using faster memory, but it's
Okay.
not faster
Wahoo!
than what you can already get on some of the handhelds. It's 7,500 megatransfers.
Oh, so we're not going to see much of an uplift at all.
That is the problem. Until we get more in-depth tests on this one, it looks like on devices that run around 45 to 55, 60 watts, you're going to see a significant uptick versus the 780M. But it remains to be seen if you're going to see any of that down in the 15 watt range, which is kind of the sweet spot, 15 to 18 watts on the handheld devices, which is where AMD's is going to want to position this a lot of the time. So
I think Valve was spot on when they released the Steam Deck OLED, keeping the exact same chip,
yeah,
because we're just not seeing sizable increases for a while.
and that's the thing is even with the Z1 Extreme, which has on paper a much more capable GPU than the Steam Deck GPU, as soon as you get above 15 watts, there is quickly diminishing returns with more power thrown at it. So even if you're playing at 30 watts, you're not getting double the performance or anything close to that versus 15 watts. And I think that, we might run into a similar situation where at the same wattage, you might end up right near the same ballpark of performance. I hope I'm wrong, because I would love to see this new chip just blow the old one out of the water and make the new handhelds that are going to come out with it worth upgrading. But yeah, they're saying that the 890M is supposedly will perform better than a discrete RTX 2050 running at 40 watts and almost 3050 at 50 watts. But like I said,
3050 at 50 watts.
3050 at 50 watts.
Great Scott!
That's really good.
That's really good for.
I know it is. That's why I said it.
Great Scott, 1.21 gigawatts. On a laptop, that's perfectly fine because the batteries are much larger, or it's even still a little high in my opinion on laptops. On handhelds, that's out of the question though. 30 watts is too much in my opinion. You need to be down in the 20 watts with those kind of gains for it to be meaningful. The end of the article.
How much does it cost, Owen?
Oh my gosh.
Who?
What now?
Oh, 1219 for the Core C2 model.
Nailed it.
Good
Like
job.
if you want to have like the haptics and stuff, and it's 1219. Right?
Good.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Thank you for that.
Like, but if you look at the anyway, go. Never mind. I feel like you're doing it again to me, Darren.
He is 100%.
No. I felt bad. I wanted him to show his
No.
quality.
No, I don't feel like that's what you were doing, Darren.
We'll end it on that.
Can we not let him drive
Thank
anymore?
goodness.
He hurts me, Tony.
Oh,
It's like he's hitting
He
speed bumps.
hurts me.
It's like he's hitting speed bumps on purpose, and he knows that.
Anyway, let's end with our Patreon subscribers. A shout out to them. Patreon is a way for you guys to donate to us if you like what we're doing. It helps pay the bills and helps us do some reviews that we wouldn't normally be able to do otherwise. It's good stuff, and you guys get perks. You get an extra show called The In-Between. You also get the Geekshow Arcade a couple days early if you subscribe to our special secret RSS feed.
In the Patreon.
And oh yeah. And you also get our Discord channel, so where we give away free games sometimes and talk if people talk at us, and all that good stuff.
And the in between, I think you said that, but I just wanted to say that again. It's in between.
Thanks, Owen.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I haven't really put in enough words this episode, so
I don't know.
Neither have I.
That VR article.
Oh, you
I
would
think
not
you-
shut up. Oh my
I
gosh,
think
you went
hit
on
your
and on
quota
and
on
on.
that one.
I think Jaron. To be fair, I'm the victim there.
To be fair,
To be fair.
Like Jaron did that. He basically.
I'm the victim. I mean,
I-
you're the victim.
Yeah, you restarted it twice, and I didn't catch that. You weaponized my ADHD, and then blamed me for it.
Wow.
Anyway,
Who's
but if
the
you seriously,
sociopath here?
but seriously, if you want one of those things, you can go to the C2 website
doing
and go
it.
check it out. You know, like
Please get us out of here, Jaron.
anyway.
all right, Tony, can you read us our great Patreon
Yeah.
subscribers?
Big shout out to our super awesome above and beyond tier, David Broshinsky, Connor Keesaw, and Wiffleball Tony. Thank you so much. We have Be the 8-year-old, Huevos Verdes con Jamon, Juan Ramon, Jason Eatman, Molehills Meatballs, Molehills Meatballs, Meatballs Molehills,
Yeah, let's go.
Owen's Codpiece.
Boom, South America, Central America. Sorry.
It's swampy palm trees.
Where's yours?
Swampy palm trees. Aaron Faulkner, Adam Hecht, Eric Cruz, Eric Steinman, Harry Patch, Jeremy, Keslow,
Patch.
Matt Nelson, Michael Shane, No Name No Color, Ryan M, Stuart Lloyd, The In-Between rating plus 12.
Boom.
The problem with society is there are no molehills that can't be mountain climbed over. And Tony the Home Theater Geek. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's it. Thanks everyone for listening to yet another episode of Geekshow Arcade.
Yeah.
Owen, can you tell us how much it costs, please, and then take us out?
Be about
Tree fitty.
About tree fitty. Hey, we hope you care.